For those who came late, I can just revisit like very quickly the slides that I went through. We only have about 10 minutes, so I'll just be really fast. So this is the SMS. How I've used GSM is I talked about Gumzo. Gumzo was a platform where you can call a number to post a voice update to your Facebook, and that was using voice IVR. We did some management for Avaya for the guys who did 6969, so they tried to start another game after the 6969 one, but as I explained at that time, and since then Kenyans have been very wary of SMS services. So you have to factor that within your business. And then I was just showing them the simulator, how we use it at Eneza for USSD and SMS. We looked at other GSM interactivity, cell broadcasts, flash messages, which is kind of the USSDs that pop up when your airtime is over, when your bundles are over, and SIM menus, which I am told from the grapevine I've had Safaricom is going to bring more interactivity to the SIM menus. But all of them use kind of like the same architecture because it's just text and number out or text and number in. And then there are dialing tones like squeezer tunes, which can be used for other services other than just playing a song when you're calling. You can use it for more informational purposes. Then I talked about the factors that you should be looking at when you're going to GSM. Is that what's the content you're delivering? It could be a lot of content that runs in the back like a whole game and you're just using SMSs for just the notifications, or the SMSs could be a quintessential part of, like you need to deliver all that content via SMS or USSD. You need to think about the phone owners, or basically who's paying for the service, whether that's a large organization or whether that will be the clients. You need to factor in mobile operators and premium service providers, although now with the coming of technology, you can use Android. You can use like your Android phone as a server. And then policies and regulations, I touched on some policies like you have to make sure people adhere to your service before they join it. Otherwise you get into complicated situations. We talked about the different types of partnerships, working with the PRSP. You could either have a non-revenue share shortcode, which you probably don't because you want to make money. So you could revenue share with you, the PRS, the mobile operator and the government of Kenya. The direct partnerships would just be you, the mobile operator and the government. And I was saying that if you do have a solid business that's already working and already has structure, I would suggest that you just try and go straight to the mobile network operator, to some high finance officers, these guys who are allowed on Twitter. They will probably actually set up a meeting with you. And then M-Pesa is a SMS service provider like Twilio. There's Twilio, Infobip, Bansoft I know was providing SMSs for a while. And then in that case, you keep all revenue except for the very little SMSs you have to send out, which will probably cost you like a bob. So if you have like someone's paying 100 bob for 30 days of inspiration, quotes or verses, then you're making 60 bob, you're making about 70 bob from that. I talked about the delivery protocols. Usually it's just HTTP, a post for most services that are trying to make it very easy. But for if you're going directly to the network operator, you'll have to use XML. And in some cases, you'll have to invest in heavy technologies like a VPN so that the connections are more secure. But in the end, they're painful, but in the end, they work to your advantage in cases of security. Models for charging, again, for SMS, this is true of SMS, mobile terminated, mobile originated. You can either charge messages when it comes to the user or charge messages when it comes from the user. And there are subscription services now that are coming up where you can have a rental code, which we have on Safaricom. Normal USSD charges are 5 shillings charged or free for other USSD codes. Who have direct partnerships with the operators. SMSs per transaction ranges anywhere from 0 to 90. You can have rental services, which you can even set up 4 services working on the same shortcode with different start keywords. And you can charge different users in different ways. A case example for this is we've been talking to a few other content providers because we had created all the original content, but because there are other people like Oxford doing content, you can imagine a business model like if someone is just using just Eneza content, charge them 10 shillings a week, but if they subscribe to the like Oxford menu, and now you charge them 20 shillings a week, and then revenue share with Oxford or whoever your other content provider will be. So that's one way you can look at that. Yeah, so then I talk a bit about our user experience. And so this is the restart and the revisit mode. Restart mode is, for example, start, teacher, hash name, hash subject, or user, or when you're buying a product, you send the IMEI code in your names, and the user has to start from scratch for every request. Or you can do the revisit mode where on the server you store the last place someone was, so that they continue with just the next action from there. It's a bit more complicated, but it's actually not really. It's just instead of storing your session this is for the devs, instead of storing your session in the session variable, just store it in the database and call it back the next time the user texts it. Yeah. So sorry, that's that last slide.